Hey everyone, and welcome back to Master Site. Today I have Game 4 of Iowa GT, where I'm going to be facing off against Michael Sigler and his Ratkin. I faced Michael, I believe, exactly last year at Iowa GT, where he was playing his Ratkin as well. So it is a rematch. It was a very close game last year, and I think if I remember right, I pulled it out on the last turn just because of the scenarios. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the rematch here. So let's go ahead, get through his list, and then we'll go to the game. So Michael, I believe this is his Masters list as well. He was one of the other Masters players that was at the event here. This is our last event for preparation. At the time I'm recording this, Masters is roughly 3 weeks out, so it's coming up quick. So Michael has three hordes of shock troops, all of them with plague pots and heavy halberds. One has bruised strength, the other has J boots, and the last one is naked. He has three claw shots. He has a regiment of vermintide, regiment of tunnel runners with bruised sharpness. He has three weapons teams. He has Tangle, a brood enforcer naked, two brood mothers. One of them replaced their drain life with the blight staff, and the other one bought a blight staff and kept the drain life. And then he has Mother Kryza for 16 drops, 24 unit strength. And there is Michael. For those that haven't seen him in a while, yes, he looks swole. Yes, he's been working out. The dude is jacked, but can he play Kings of War? We shall see. So, our scenario we're playing is Stockpile. And I failed to take pictures before I started moving, but this is at the top of turn one. So before going through my movements, we'll just cover the deployments here. So the stockpile tokens, obviously the ones in the middle. There's one over to the right here, just behind the portal, and then the other one is way out on the left behind the hill here. I believe I chose sides, so I chose the side, and then I got the win for the turn. So it feels good to have that control and kind of get the advantage based off it. So out on the left here, Michael has a brute enforcer, a brood mother, and the naked horde of shock troops. He has Tangle with the vermintide back here. He has a horde of shock troops. I believe this is J boots and this is strength. He has one of the weapons teams behind this horde, and he has the tunnel runners back here. He has Brood Mother, a weapon team, Mother Kryza, weapon team, and then he has three claw shots, one, two, and the third one's back here. So sometimes tough to see where his units are with the buildings and everything. So I'll try to point them out as best I can with the pictures and everything. So and then going into my deployment, I put a single horde of scarecrows out on the far left. I had I believe this was the Blood of the Old Kings. Yep, Blood of the Old Kings, Soul Flares here, which moved up and then pivoted to come towards the center. Regiment and of scarecrows with tormentors behind. Both my mind screeches are here. A butcher flesh ripper was able to just barely go up, put the corner on the token that's just sitting outside of the forest, pick up one of those. I have Hex Dreadfiend in the middle, the triple stack of Scarecrows, Tormentors, and these ones are Helm of the Drunken Ram. The portals here, another Butcher going up and picking up a token right away. Blade of Slashing, Dreadfiend went running out here. He is actually in the flank arc of this Claw Shot. and then another triple stack with the J boots sitting out here. So that is how the board looks now. Do you want to just take a little time to discuss here? This terrain piece, I believe it gives Mind Thirst for this game. Yay, double Mind Thirst for me. It doesn't really matter too much for him because, I mean, I guess I have some inspiring, but most of the time he'll be in range of it. So this is the key piece. It's an impassable piece. So yeah, terrain wise, this in the middle here is actually a big piece of flat terrain. It's just flat, difficult terrain. The forests are in the top right, bottom left here. Hill, obstacle. I believe there's an obstacle back here. Yeah, you can barely see it here. So um, pretty balanced board in general, but obviously this terrain piece, like so many others that we've seen at this event, it cuts off roughly a third of the board from the other side. So um, yeah, I had more deployment drops than Michael. I think only by one, so it wasn't super lopsided or anything. But Michael, pretty early in the deployment, put 3 units out on the left hand side here, and I looked at that and I thought, okay, because I think he has 16 drops and I have 17. So my thought is, okay, I'll put a horde out here just to delay you, try to close off the ability to swing around my lines. He doesn't have super fast stuff. The best he has is nimble speed 6 out here. Yeah, and yeah, so my thought is, all right, I'll play for these 5 tokens in the middle. You can have those two. With the updated rules for the tokens, he has to either put these 2 tokens each on one of the characters, because you can only control up to your unit strength value of tokens. You can carry them all you want, but scoring at the end of the game, it's based off your unit strength, how many you can score. So either his horde is holding both of them, in which case that's a shock troop horde out of the game. I'm okay with that. Or both of those guys are going to be holding them, and the shock troops are going to try to come in around. Um, Again, it's going to take a while, and I have ways to deal with that. So my whole game plan going into this is I feel like I identified the weakness, which is Michael does not have enough to deal with practically my whole army minus one horde on this half of the field. I think another big benefit for me or mistake for Michael is that he didn't deploy wide over on this side, so I have a big opening to even turn the flank and get at these units here. Um, yeah, he just doesn't have far enough wall. The spears, phalanx is really going to hurt my army, but only if I hit him in the front. So yeah, that's my game plan going in, and I want to pick up these tokens early so that way it forces his hand. So Michael's turn 1. This is the movement it looks like. So he ran forward 12 inches on the left hand side here. And again, I didn't even move my guys. And then he turns to create a makeshift battle line between the impassable and the forest over here. So um, yeah, he gets some shooting off because, again, this is flat terrain in the center here. I was able to hex Mother Kryza on turn 1, so we're not getting lightning bolted. He does a little bit of shooting, does 2 wounds to the Butcher, and promptly rolls a big nerve check to waver him. It's all right. I did that as well this tournament, so um, it is a little annoying, but at the same time, I don't know if that butcher was going to be, going in at this point. He probably was going to be just kind of sitting there one more turn, maybe. But it's always nice to have the option. And then his other shooting went into the Portal of Despair, like his claw shots here, because that's the only thing they can see clearly. So yeah. Now this is my turn two for movement. On the left, I'm just staying out of 12 inches. I'm going to force him to use every turn possible to get into this unit. In fact, I believe I sidestepped out to the left because I didn't move the first turn, so he's not within range. Um, in the center, just maintaining kind of status quo, preventing certain double charges, things like that. I'm actually okay if he engages into my line, especially with his hordes, because it just pulls him out into such a bad position, and he doesn't have enough units and terrain to utilize to block everything. So I'm okay with it kind of stalling here in the center. I'm picking up the tokens. I'm already engaged with the claw shots back here. Uh, I, I'm good with time. So um, yeah. So just some positioning. The big things is hit the flank of the claw shot, and then the butcher that was sitting here dropped his token, ran forward, pivoted out of the front arc. There's claw shots that can charge him, sure, but yeah, we're sitting there. We're gonna look at your flanks and yeah, just make it uncomfortable. So Blade of Slashing hindered. We did pick up claw shots. They were uninspired, unrallied, so and dreads over with them too. So they're great for hunting that down. Michael's turn two. He pushes forward a little bit more. So on the left, he gets in a position where his broodmother with the blight staff is able to shoot over, and then he pushed his horde forward a little bit. He pushed it far enough forward where a 2 inch backup would not get me out of range, um, which is fine. Again, I'm not killing him, so going into that doesn't really make sense to me. I'll force him to come at me. Uh, and like I said, if he wants to try and come around the corner, I have tools with wind blast and such to delay him. So yeah, and then just some repositionings here, preventing flank from at least the butcher. But he jumps forward with the weapons teams to get clear shots. And then he's blocking off double charges into here. So some interesting positions using the weapons teams and his broodmother to be out in front in order to um, kind of be preventing multi charges, but at the same time, my multi charges aren't going to do much because just phalanx alone. So I was never going to charge the front of shock troops with my main flying units. So I should say as well, my lightning bolts, because this is flat again, they were actually going into the horde on the right hand side over here. So I first two turns of shooting went into them. They have like 7 or 8 wounds on them, so they're actually pretty sore, pretty bruised from the shooting for 2 turns, and makes it a lot easier to try and turn this flank. So. Yep. So Michael's turn shooting. It shouldn't be. He does weakness these soul flares back here. Shooting, he was able to pick up the portal with the. He shot it first turn with all the claw shots. He shot the 2 claw shots he has remaining, and I think one, if not two, of these weapons teams at it. I'm not too upset. It's taking shots and other things aren't dying, so but this butcher took another 2 wounds and got wavered again. This is definitely a turn that I wish I wasn't wavered, so but we're gonna make do. We got some options. There were a couple of openings, so we're taking advantage of those. So out on the left, we're just sidestepping, bringing him further away from the center. And over here, the cluster. Order wise, the soul flares from the left were in the flank of the broodmother. So we do that. This is J Boot or not J Boots, Blood of the Old King. So we're hindered, but elite and vicious. We're gonna try our best. There's a dread in range, so um, yeah, I. It's not brood mothers are tough sons of bitches, but yeah, it was best option I had for right now. So wanted to take a flank when I can. Need to start softening some things up. So um, then charge the front of the weapons team, and then the horde rolled large enough on the wild charge to get in front there, as well as being able to block this unit off. I then put the regiment into this shock troop. I believe he popped plague pots this turn on this shock troop unit, so um, didn't really want to engage with it. Still have shooting that can go into it, cover shots, but that's okay because this uh, Mind Screech is facing this way, so I'm able to barely draw line of sight, and this one can draw a gap here, so but yeah, hitting all three weapons teams, trying to shut down that shooting. Can't really let that just continue turn after turn. Even with stealthy, I will fall over. So, and then we took the flank of the claw shots that are back here with this guy. I did wind blast this claw shot out of the forest. Now that this unit is in range to do that, and the butcher is maintaining out of the front arc and just threatening the flanks, which this horde only has the ability to maneuver and charge my horde. So I did wind blast this unit as well. It was right up against the horde here. I wind blasted it to put it back onto the obstacle here. So Tormentor Troop picks up the um, weapon team. The Horde picks up a weapon team as well. The Dread Fiend does not pick up its weapons team. Did 4 wounds, it looks like. And then the Brood Mother survived as well. 7 wounds, 8 with Dread. Needed an 8 twice, so yeah, because he's double rallied. So yeah, not great with that positioning. And I also made a mistake here. This is definitely the big mistake I feel like I made this game here is I decided to pick up this token in the movement phase. There's no need for me to do that. I can wait until the end of um, my combat phase to pick it up. Because if I killed this unit, my goal was to sidestep towards me anyway. So I would have been on top of the token as it was. So um, this allows Michael to actually, he has to do a withdraw, but he withdraws and then charges these guys because they were flush with that line there. So a little mistake on my part. You know, there's still 7 tokens. Giving him this one, he controls, 3 out of the 7 now. So I'm still ahead, but not something I needed to give away. Um, yeah. So Michael's turn 3. So bottom of 3, he does start trying to come around the side here with the horde. He blocks with the brood mother. The other brute enforcer had picked up 1 token last turn, picks up the last one this turn over on that stockpile, and he'll be coming over this way shortly. Uh, Otherwise, in the center, he does charge these guys after the withdraw. He does charge this horde. And then he decide I wavered these guys. They were rallied and inspired, so these guys are much harder to kill. Only did 3 wounds, it looks like. The horde's up to 9 from the lightning bolts. So he actually does a rear charge that's hindered because I had wind blasted them back, and then he just reforms like that. Also, he something that I should definitely pay attention to, but he did maneuver the rats back here to look towards this flank that I'm turning over here. Not something that I actually realized at the moment. So he weakens the tormentor troop. He does kill the horde, which he did a good play. I want to shout this out here. So you'll see the positioning here. If he charges in, he's going to be hindered. Even if he does a double charge, there's enough terrain there. It would be a hindered charge. So Michael did do a good play where he moved Mother Kreiser first in such a way that the only legal charge would keep him out of the terrain. So a good way to maximize the amount of damage that horde is doing. So, and he picks up the horde because of it. Mother Kreiser's Cloak of Death hurts in this cluster. He does pick up the Regiment of Soul Flares. Yeah, and this is where we're at. His shooting, claw shots, no shooting. All the weapons teams were charged. I think he had lightning bolt with Mother Kryza was the only thing, and it didn't do enough. So effectively shutting down his shooting, which is good. Rats definitely rely on that. So my turn. This is how I'm moving. I'm just maintaining over here, counter charging. Really probably shouldn't even be doing that, but oh well. No no harm, no foul. I mean, Broodmother's gonna Radiance of Life. There's really no point. But the big thing I did here was position my Soul Flares in such a way, now that everything's engaged over here, there's really no good shooting targets for me in this side. Position them so that I can do a Wind Blast and a Wind Blast. And because the terrain here, he's not going to be happy. He's not going to be able to move effectively to this side of the board. So over here, his reforms were pretty limited. He tried to back up to give himself the best reform, but it still wasn't quite good enough. So I have a double flank and a rear charge from the Dread Fiend that was over here, who I believe did not take any wounds. I had a flank with the Tormentors. They jumped over the line, hit these guys. This horde is on token duty, so it's just going to pick up these tokens. And then I did have a flank from the Soul Flares that were way out on the right. That is the J Boots unit into Mother Kryza's flank, which would be big if we can pick it up. I have much better faith in J Boots unit to be able to do it versus the other one that was into the Broodmother. So and then Butcher Flesh Ripper finally not wavered. He charges into the Tangle just to hold him up and stop the shooting, bane chanting options that he might have. Yeah. Over here, we get a good wind blast. I believe it was 5 inches off of just the first guy wind blasting. So I decide, I'll throw a lightning bolt at you instead. Because if I wind blast him too far, then he'll just give up. Maybe he'll keep trying to come around here, and I'm fine with that. Did a few wounds to the Broodmother. I might have even wavered her, but yeah, nothing too big. This combat's really not doing much. He only has a couple wounds there. We do pick up the Brood Mom that was here with the weakened tormentors, but they still have Striders. So, and then sidestep to position we're in here. We do kill the horde with the double flank rear charge, and this is our final position here. We do kill the troop, and this is our final position here. And this is where I actually didn't even see this unit because it's behind all these other ones. But yeah, turn and face. I wasn't able to block off the charge by exposing a flank and whatnot, so I just turned and faced these guys. I already have a wound from Cloak of Death, so I'd rather it be a front charge. Yeah, and then Michael's turn. So it was a wavered Brood Mom. So he runs forward with the Enforcer. He charges hindered with those guys. Over here, counter charge, just turn to face. He does get a rear charge there and a front charge, hindered, of course, from both of them. Oh, I should say I did pick up Mother Kryza as well. That was big. So Mother Kryza went down to the flank charge. It helps. I eliminated the what's it called, the rally first. Um, so she was a little easier. He picks up the regiment and reforms. He picks up that troop and reforms. And this is how we are looking going into my turn 5. So I just back off over here because they're gonna die. There's nothing I can really kill. I don't really, yeah, don't really see the point. So we sidestep over here, get the other token. I maneuver and split the tokens up so each Mind Screech has a token. Decide he popped his plague pots this turn, so I decide against trying to commit into the horde that only has a couple wounds on it. So I just block it up with a butcher, and I go to take care of all the little trash as well as try to put some damage onto these what are they called? Tunnel runners that are now free. So we pick up the trash. We don't kill that unit, it looks like. And yeah, so do decent damage to this unit, but even if we wavered it, he has Aura Fury right here. So bottom 5 to Michael. He's going to try to clean up this horde. He just countercharges everything else that he has. He wavers the Butcher. Does not kill it, but obviously it has Fury. He kills the horde here. He kills the troop there. And turn 6. This is what we're looking at. So I do end up killing the troop with the charge over here. I flew the Soul Flares over, take out Tangle, Rally, and Inspiring Source. Last Inspiring Source over here, so I figured that was a little bit more important. I was kind of playing for a turn 7 to win really big. I had the opportunity to, well, I don't think I had a double charge in the flank because of positioning, but anyway, I could have focused a little bit more on this horde, but I did not. So I did not pick up the horde, but I believe no, I didn't pick up the these guys either. So they were both yeah, they were both wavered. Is what ended up happening is I wavered both of those guys. So um, and then on turn 6, Michael backs up and then he starts moving forward into here. And there was no turn 7. So that's where the game ends. The score is 3-2. Michael has 1, 2, and 3 still on that horde. I have 2 here, 3, 4. So, uh, yeah, like I said, the mistake I made obviously was giving him the token when I didn't need to from the center combat there. Um, Not blackjack scoring here, but it's always good practice to win the scenario by a larger amount if possible. And then in the end, I also forgot about the objective of the terrain piece. Um, I don't know if I would have really played much different. I think I might have been able to get a Mind Screech over there, but at this point he has a Shock Troop Horde, which is worth 4 in range, and I only have 3 points to 1 here. So if I got this one over there, it would have been 1 more, and it would have been a tie. But instead, we gave him a couple points because of that objective that I failed with. So in the end, it was a win for me, 15 points. Attrition was dead even, so there was no plus or minus there. And then he got the +2 victory points for the objective, so it was a 15-7 win. Which, happy with the win. But this actually does not even put me ahead of Michael for battle points currently. His day 1, he had 3 very large wins, and we had a small, a medium, and a larger win, I would say. So Michael was ahead of me by, I think it was 9 points going into this game. And so we gained 8 points on him. So we're actually down by 1 battle point against Michael right now, even though he's had a loss at this point. So, um, yeah, happy with the win, but a couple things that could clean up better. I think the top thing to take away, though, is the main strategy from the beginning of the game. Michael and I talked afterwards, and you know, explained to him, and I feel like he knew he made a mistake after deployment, but by that point it was too late. And then he thought he would still be in time to come around the terrain piece until I wind blasted him, and then he realized that it was a mistake. So, um, yeah. So in the end, I think it was a good game. I think deployment just made this game kind of inevitably turn out the way it did. So, something that Michael and I talked about quite a bit, and he learned from, and I think he'll take this and make sure he doesn't make the mistake again. Make sure he gives himself the options in deployment to play either side of the board or commit to winning two of those stockpile tokens specifically. So, but yeah, it was a good game. Michael's list is very good, very solid. He's playing it very well. So I know he had a good showing at Bug Eater as well a month ago. So excited to see how he does with it at Masters. I know rats aren't a super popular army at Masters either. So we will see where they end up. So, but that is all I have for this game. We are 4-0 going into the last game. So yeah, hopefully we can get a good win to jump over Michael and take home the trophy. I'll see you guys on the next one,